everything's going to be all over the map with Tom Brady until he reaches a decision on where he's going to play. It's not bad for the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry and Stephen Jones if this is out there, right? I mean, they talk about leverage, right? If Dak Prescott has it in his head, oh, they might replace me with Tom Brady, maybe that. It's all about how pushing the guy toward you in the negotiation. But in terms of Brady, I think this would be shocking. I believe the Dallas Cowboys' plan is for Dak Prescott to be their quarterback, and I don't think that this is something that's being talked about at any serious level in their building.
Absolutely. I think that's the long-term play, but Jerry didn't get to where he is in life by not exploring every opportunity, every possible option. So it wouldn't surprise me if he would kick the tires on this. It's only going to help their leverage. And then let's just say, for instance, that he does go there. Greeny, you ready to move down to Dallas, take the whole studio down there to cover ad nauseum as a Dallas Cowboy emerging?
Wow. Tom Brady as a Dallas Cowboy equals ratings bonanza. But here's the one thought that I have on this, because we look at Brady as though, well, this is a wide open thing. He hasn't made up his mind yet. And what I'm reminded of is, after LeBron and D. Wade and Chris Bosh all came together in Miami, sometime thereafter it came out, they had decided that 2 years before. LeBron going to the Lakers was decided at least a year in advance. Kevin Durant going to the Nets was decided way in advance. We had people inside, we all know this, had people inside telling us, oh, he's going to Brooklyn, lock, stock, and barrel, months before it happened. So why should I believe that Tom Brady, who is as meticulous with this sort of thing as any human man who eats avocado ice cream, is going to walk into this process wide open? I don't buy that for 1 second. I believe he knows what he's doing.
I don't think he's 100%, from what I understand. I think he knows the landscape. I think he knows who's going to be interested, and he may have an idea in his head, this is where I'm probably going to end up. But in the NFL, you have to know what the team's going to look like, too. There are other decisions these teams are making. The Patriots, the Chargers, the Raiders, whoever it is that's going to be in the Tom Brady market are making other decisions on how their team is going to be constructed. And Tom Brady's going to want to know how those decisions shake out before he decides where he's going to go. So I get your point, and I think you're more right than not. First of all, it's illegal for him to have contact with these teams until March 16th.
Of course it is.
Right, but we all know that sometimes, these deals come together shockingly quickly when free agency opens. But I think we're still at a fairly early point in the process, even though we're talking about, 5-6 weeks from now where he probably will be signed with someone.
Well, I think first and foremost with Tom, I don't see him leaving, right? Because we all know, again, Bobby, how hard it is to play a long time in this NFL, but but to play on one organization for a long time, right? I played 10 years, played for 2 organizations. That's huge, right? But Tom Brady's been with one organization for 20 years. I feel like that throws off that legendary story, right? The story of, man, playing for one organization, bringing championships. And then if you look at what Tom has done in Boston, TB12, his workout facility is next door to their practice facility. Like, nobody's leaving all that behind to go play somewhere else, and especially not for the Cowboys. And if it is the Cowboys, you're talking about a 1 to 2 year rental for Tom Brady, and then you have Dak Prescott who could probably be there for the next 10 years. I just don't think that's a good business move per se.
And as you look at this, to dovetail kind of what you said, Greeny, there's probably a couple different places, but different than the NBA. It's not like Tom just has to call 1 or 2 guys to get them to go. Yeah. It's the coaching staff. He had to figure out what was going on in New England, who is going to be where, and some of these are going to be scheme and system fits where he's going to probably need to sit down. And if he wants to go play for John Gruden, can we blend your version of the West Coast with kind of what I've always done? Because that's a very unique process.
But Dan Graziano, didn't he fight like crazy to get this into his contract, the ability to be an unrestricted free agent without them being able to franchise him months and months ago? So the notion that he just woke up the day after they got eliminated by Tennessee and said, well, now I'm a blank slate, I don't buy that at all.
No, but I mean, Adam Schefter was sitting in probably this very chair in maybe October when this was all going down, saying this brings in the possibility that he would go somewhere else. My understanding of this situation, Tom Brady is eager to be a free agent and pick his next destination. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I'm not 100% sure that it's 100% set. He has some other things he needs to figure out before he decides.
You always want options, right? I think that's why he put that clause in there, is you want options, one, to be able to re-up. The market is completely different from what it was a year ago. Tom Brady thinks, especially if he would win a Super Bowl, you're talking about $40 million a year, So you want those options as far as from a contract standpoint to be able to get out of it if you're playing at a high level, to be able to get more money.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.